how wonderful the walkability is and the community nature of our neighborhoods. We need to maintain that, and I would ask this committee and City Council to look to those things and look to how the NPUs, how your NPUs speak to you on various issues, because the NPUs are telling you what your humble constituents want to see in the city. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is the possible person want to show themselves? Okay. If not, our final three speakers are Dalil Anthony, Stephanie Coffin, and Larry Pett, in that order.
Hello, my name is Dalil Anthony, and I'm here to speak about road conditions and traffic. It is a nightmare. I live in Garden Hills, which is kind of on the east side of Buckhead, near that Big Fish restaurant on Farr Road, which some of you might know. And when I tried to go south in the city, I just hit a bottleneck. It's either Piedmont Road or Peachtree Road are the two avenues heading south. And if I'm lucky, I might be able to get on the downtown connector to go south. But those three ways to get downtown are completely backed up. If I have to come downtown for a meeting at night, it takes me at least an hour and 15 minutes. I am very involved in tree advocacy, and I tell everyone who files an appeal, you better leave your house by 5 o'clock, even though you live on the south side of Buckhead. It doesn't matter. It's going to take you an hour and 15 minutes to get downtown. And when the meeting starts at 6:30, you need to be there by 6:15. I also own property in Virginia Highland. I've been, for the past 6 months, renovating a home there, and I don't dare try to get there anytime between 4 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon because the traffic is so backed up on Piedmont Road. And I'm not even talk about the nightmare that exists on Monroe Road right now. I did have to, for a while, deliver some meals to a friend of mine with pancreatic cancer who lives in Virginia Highland, and it would take me an hour from my house to her house to try to deliver a meal by 6 o'clock. And by then, the food was not warm anymore. So this is ridiculous. The other thing is the road conditions. When I do try to travel, I hit pothole after pothole. There's one on Morningside Drive, which is just, people are actually going so far around it. It's in a roundabout, and they're riding over the little yellow things that are supposed to stop traffic. They're riding right over that just to avoid the huge pothole. There's another one a little further down the road that if you hit it, you will blow out a tire. It's that scary. We have got to fix the roads. We have got to fix the traffic problem. We cannot be making decisions that add to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stephanie Coffin, followed by Larry Pett.
Yes, my name is Stephanie Coffin, and I'm usually down here talking to you about trees. Yeah, I'm a big tree saver. But today I would like to talk to you about Amsterdam Walk because the developer wants...
Ms. Coffin, you cannot speak to a specific zoning matter.
Say what?
State law says that people are not allowed to speak to a specific zoning matter in this meeting if the item has gone before the zoning review board.
Okay. Well, what I would like to do is to talk about the traffic on Monroe Drive and how heavy it is. Apparently, we have new developments in this area, which are going to put incredible more traffic and more houses on which would allow the traffic to come into Monroe Drive. So I hear and I read in the paper about some new ideas that you folks are considering balance and equity. I'm telling you, our neighborhood, our NPU is out of balance. We have too much development. And we're really asking you as a neighborhood to help us control the development so we don't have to go into these incredible fights over and over and over again to keep out of sight development from putting more traffic and more housing in our neighborhood. We need you to stand up and help us create a balanced community, and we are way out of balance now. And that is, we know that there are other parts of the city that need development, that need housing, that need more roads and more paths. And we're saying that we're full up. We really are full up. Last night I came along the Beltline on my trike at the bottom of Piedmont Park, and Sunday night, hundreds of people there. That's great. That's really great. But we need to have this development spread out over the city. And also, we need to have it spread over the city so we don't have to keep down here and fighting development over and over again. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Final speaker is Larry Pett.
Hello, and thank you. And very briefly, I just want to say that I lived in Morningside and Virginia Highland for 47 years, I think. My family and I would not live anywhere else. We love the neighborhood. Our kids went to Morningside, Inman, Grady. We
Love to
just
hear
love
it.
Atlanta, and we love, yes. I think my daughter was Matt's classmate, I believe.
Oh my God. Hi, Molly's dad. Good to meet you.
Yeah, hi. I just want to urge the council, and I know you've done this before, that when you consider zoning and development decisions, please consider whether your decisions will improve the quality of life in our community or make it worse. I think aside from zoning laws and pressure and money and whatever other considerations there are, will what you decide improve the quality of life in our community? That's why my family and I have lived here. We plan on staying here. We love the neighborhood. We hope it stays the same. I know there are things that are on your agenda soon, and that's all I want to say. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone who spoke today. That takes us to our consent agenda, ordinances for first read. Director Holmes, will you sound these 5 captions?
Yes, sir. Good morning, council members. Item number 1, 250-1198, Z2503, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Beltline overlay to Kirkwood Neighborhood Commercial District Beltline overlay for property located at 1138 Glenwood Avenue Southeast. Item number 2, 250-1199, Z2513, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Beltline overlay to single-family residential Beltline overlay for property located at 1081 Sanders Avenue Southeast. Item number 3, 250-1200, Z2516, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from central area commercial residential district to commercial residential district for property located at 315 Highland Avenue Northeast. Item number 4, 250-1201, U2507, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a music school pursuant to section 1606-0051B for property located at 1689 Hosea L. Williams Drive Southeast. And item number 5, U2508, 250-1202, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a community center pursuant to section 1611-0051N for property located at 122 Cleveland Avenue Southwest.
Thank you. Those items will return next cycle. It takes us to our regular agenda, ordinances for second reading without objection. We can take items 6 and 7 as a block.
Item number 6, 250-1091, Z2496, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to residential general sector 3 Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for properties located at 2125, 2131, 2135, 2139, and 2145 Donley Hollowell Parkway Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRP recommendation is approval. Item number 7, 250-1095, Z2502, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial conditional Beltline overlay to industrial mixed use Beltline overlay for property located at 1200 White Street Southwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRP recommendation is approval.
Any discussion on items 6 and 7? Seeing none, we have a motion to approve by Hillis, second by Shook. Please open that vote.
Vote is open. Vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays, those items are favorable. Colleagues, we can take items 8 through 21 as a block with 2 additional caveats. One is Mr. Evans passed around an additional amendment on item number 12, and Councilmember Norwood would like her name to be added to item 12 as well. So with the conditions from ZRB and the email that was printed out and Councilmember Norwood's name, we can take items 8 through 21 as a block.
8? Move 8, please.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, Councilman, you want me to move 8?
No, we cannot. My apologies.
Okay, item number 8.
There we go. Let's take that one alone first.
And item number 8, 24-010-22, U-2326, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for outdoor dining at an eating and drinking establishment when any part of such use is located within 1,000 feet of a property that is zoned R1, R2, R2A, R3, R3A, R4, R4A, R4B, or R5 district, or that is used for residential property pursuant to section 1611-00511L. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. MP recommendation is denial, and the request is to hold this item.
Indeed. I will make a motion to hold. Second by Hillis.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays, that item is held. Now we can take items 9 through 21 as a block.
Item number 9, 24-015-58, Z2463, a substitute ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from Vine City Special Public Interest District Subarea 6, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay, to Vine City Special Public Interest District Subarea 5, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 243 Cycle Terrace Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional. MP recommendation is approval. Item number 10, 24-016-42, Z2476, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, Beltline Overlay, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay, and English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 2, Beltline Overlay, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay, to English Avenue Special Public Interest District 3, Beltline Overlay, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 389, 385 Lindsay Street Northwest, 380, 388, 392, 396, 404, 406, and 416 Oliver Street Northwest. Staff, MPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 11, 24-016-43, Z2477, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay, to English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 3, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 383 Paynes Avenue Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 12, 24-016-94, Z2505, an ordinance by council members Howard Shook and Mary Norwood and Dustin Hillis to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by amending the definition of party house and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 13, 24-017-04, Z2479, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Oakland City Historic District to two-family residential Oakland City Historic District for property located at 1151 White Oak Avenue. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. Item number 14, 24-017-08, Z2488, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multi-family multi-unit for property located at 1409 Northwest Drive, Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. MP recommendation is approval. Item number 15, 24-017-09, Z2490, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from planned development housing to planned development housing for a major site plan amendment for property located at 3260 Catamaran Drive, 913 and 895 Hutchins Road Southeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. Item number 16, 24-017-10, Z2491, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multi-family multi-unit for property located at 1415 Northwest Drive. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. MP recommendation is approval. Item number 17, 24-017-12, U2437, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a park pursuant to section 1605-0051K for property located at 684 Mountain Drive Northeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 18, 24-017-14, U2439, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a nursing home pursuant to section 1610-0051E for property located at 2800 Springdale Road Southwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional, MP recommendation is approval. Item number 19, 25-01025, U2444, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a community center pursuant to section 1606-0051K for property located at 2594 Austin Drive Southeast. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional, MP recommendation is approval. Item number 20, 25-01042, Z2506, an amended ordinance by council members Ishay Collins and Dustin Hillis to rezone from planned development mixed use to planned development mixed use for a change of conditions for property located at 2030 Bolton Road Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional, MP recommendation is approval. And item number 21, 25-01093, U2448, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a hotel pursuant to section 1634-0071J for property located at 1050 Howell Mill Road Northwest, also known as 1055 Brady Avenue Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional, MP recommendation is approval.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, any discussion or comments or questions on items 9 through 21? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve as amended. Second by Norwood.
The motion should be to amend.
I'll make a motion to amend. Second by Dozier.
One moment.
Dozier.
The vote is open. And the vote is closed. 7 yeas, 0 nays.
7 yeas, 0 nays. Those items are amended. I will now make a motion to approve as amended. Second by Norwood.
And that vote is open. Vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. Those items are favorable as amended. Item number 22.
Item number 22, 25-01021, Z2494, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to two-family residential for a property located at 757 Pierce Street Southwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is denial. MP recommendation is approval.
Thank you. I spoke to the district council member today and will second Councilmember Dozier's motion to approve.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Colleagues, we can take items 23 to 32 as a block because the motion is going to be to refer to ZRB without any objection.
But number 23 needs to be amended.
Before we do that, okay. Let's read in the caption for 23.
Item number 23, 25-01139, Z2446, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to two-family residential for property located at 215 Anderson Avenue Northwest, and the request is to amend and refer this item.
Make a motion to amend to say District 3 instead of District 4. Second by Hillis.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is amended. Let's go ahead and read 24 to 32's captions.
Item number 24, 25-01140, Z24-100, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from residential limited commercial conditional to community business district for property located at 2870 Piedmont Road Northeast. Item number 25, 23-01141, Z2407, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial beltline to industrial mixed-use beltline overlay for property located at 356 University Avenue. Item Item number 26, 25-01142, U-2501, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a personal care home pursuant to section 1605-0015G for property located at 4575 Boulder Park Drive Southwest. Item number 27, 25-01143, U-2503, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for non-residential uses or establishments exceeding 7,500 square feet in area in which alcoholic beverages are sold or consumed on premises for property located at 1115 Howell Mill Road Northwest. Item number 28, 25-01144, and U-2504, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a non-residential use or establishment exceeding 7,500 square feet in area in which alcoholic beverages are sold or consumed on premises pursuant to section 164400712A for property located at 1115 Howell Mill Road Northwest. Item number 29, 25-01145, U-2506, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a repair garage, paint and body shop pursuant to ordinance 10-00041 for property located at 1997 DeLoe Drive Southwest. Item number 30, U-25-01159, an ordinance by Councilmember Michael Julian Bond to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended, City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, Part 16 zoning, so as to direct in lieu fees paid in accordance with the requirements of Chapter 36A, Affordable Workforce Housing Beltline Overlay District, and Chapter 37, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing District, and Chapter 41, Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay District, into a consolidated trust fund to support the production and preservation of affordable housing and for other purposes. Item number 31, 25-01171, an ordinance by council members Dustin Hillis, Jason Winston, Ishay Collins, Liliana Bakhtiari, Byron D. Amos, Michael Julian Bond, Antonio Lewis, Howard Shook, Jason Dozier, Matt Westmoreland, Amir Faroki, and Andrea O'Boone to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by amending Chapter 25 special permits that a special use permit requirement to allow a holder of a state low THC oil and product dispensing license to operate within 1,000-foot radius of a covered entity pursuant to OCGA Section 1612-215 to set forth certain requirements for said special use permit and for other purposes. And item number 32, 25-01180, an ordinance by Councilmember Jason H. Winston to rezone property located at 335 Sawtell Avenue from the single-family residential district to the mixed residential commercial district to modify the official zoning map and for other purposes.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to refer to ZRB. Second by Hillis.
The vote is open. Vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays, those items are referred. Next item.
Item number 33, 24-01715, Z2363, a substitute ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Beltline overlay and community business district Beltline overlay to plan development mixed use Beltline overlay for property located at 501 Amsterdam Avenue, also known as 500 and 549 Amsterdam Avenue, 538 Orm Circle, a portion of 530 Worcester Drive, and a portion of 500 Park Drive Northeast. Staff recommendation is approval. MP recommendation, staff recommendation is approval conditional. MP recommendation is denial. ZRB recommendation is denial.
Motion to move forward with no recommendation.
There's a motion from Hillis to move forward with no recommendation and a second from Faroki. Is there any discussion on that item? Seeing none, please open the vote.
Vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 1 nay, 1 abstention.
5 yeas, 1 nay, 1 abstention. Next item.
Item number 39, 24-01018, Z2372, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 4, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 533 Griffin Street Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional.
Any questions or comments? I'll make a motion to approve. Second by Hillis.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays, that item is favorable. Colleagues, there's one final item. It's number 58.
Item number 58, an ordinance by Councilmember Alex Swan as substituted by the zoning committee, an ordinance to zone property located at 1767 North Decatur Road, 1775, 1779, 1785 North Decatur Road, and 465 Emory Drive, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, to the University Park sub-area of the Druid Hills Landmark District zoning classification to retain existing conditions of zoning as imposed by the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners until January 1st, 2026, to waive certain provisions of Chapter 20, Historic and Cultural Conservation Districts of the City of Atlanta ordinance and for other purposes. And the request is substitute and to refer this item to ZRB.
I will make a motion to bring forward the substitute that law presented to us this morning. Second by Hillis.
One moment. Could you repeat the seconder?
Hillis, I believe.
Phyllis, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Vote is open. Vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute is before us. I'll now make a motion to refer to ZRB and the MPU. Second by Hillis.
Vote is open. And the vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. That item is referred. Are there any other items to come before the body today?
No, sir.
Okay. We stand adjourned.